It was a week of winners and losers. Some teams went, they dead, they came alive, got their victories. Others, like Arsenal, floundered when they went to Anfield to look for a draw, and they ended up being busted by that super strike by Soboslai. I have with me today on this edition of Offside, brought to you by Arsenal fans, be the man that will say the Blues never lose.
The Blues never lose.
But somehow their victory was controversial against Fulham.
Yeah.
And the man that predicted once that the rest were going to win the Premier League, and they won. And somehow again, he's calling himself champions of England.
Champions of England.
And so, Ahmed, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
And the man also, we share the same kind of coaching attitude. Our coaches, they're arrogant, scared, playing with handbrake. And even though they had a last-minute gas penalty, and see the way they were celebrating that goal they scored against Burnley. But anyhow, victory is a victory. Congratulations, Danny.
No, me, I wasn't happy.
So, guys,
I was very mad at that guy, Anthony.
yes, let's start with you, Danny. Finally, you guys scored goals in the Premier League. You secured a victory. That's a plus, whether you like it or not. So, what was your take in that match against what was it called that you guys had against Burnley?
The match, I'm not so impressed with our victory on that day, because if we happen to concede 2 goals for Burnley, who are just promoted to Premier League, simply means we are nowhere good to the top 6, and even talk less of competing for a European position if we keep playing like this. You know, a lot of mistakes, a lot of technical error from our coaching side. You know, he did a lot of late changes, which I think we could have buried that game a long time ago, but we squandered a lot of chances on that day. So I think going forward, I'm looking for an improved Manchester United. Hopefully, if the coach start doing the right thing. But if he kept on doing what he's doing right now, I don't see us moving further from where we are already. So,
anyways, okay, we'll come back to that. Let's focus on the man. The Blues never lose. The match against Fulham, you guys, I don't know. The referee, VAR, they were on your side, because that first goal that Fulham scored should have stood. Because I don't see that the foul on Chalobah as being anything that is delicate that would even keep him out of it. Was because there was no way that guy would have placed his foot anywhere on that pitch.
Yeah.
It was a good goal. But somehow you guys made the victory. Congratulations to you guys. So what do you think that Enzo Marica did in order to secure victory in that match?
I think that controversy, we are lucky on that day to have been able to get the call in our advantage. At times also, I think the players also have their own skill. You see Chalobah, he influenced the call. After the goal, he was still on the field, he was still on the ground. So that calls for concern. I think some of these techniques or these skills of these players pop up these controversies. But however, in our games, we start slow. In all of our games, we've conceived first, although we are somehow lucky that the goals were overturned. But I think going forward, Maresca needs to improve, that we must be aggressive, especially in the early minutes of the game. Yeah, because if we see in the first 20 minutes, in all of our previous games, we've conceived goals. Although they are somewhat controversial, but we've conceived goals. And if we continue like that, it's not too far. Maybe we'll get a shocking defeat or drop points.
Okay, you guys will get the shocking defeat or drop points if you continue to concede goals the way you've been conceding and it's been overturned. Now, coming to the guy from Anfield, this was a match that we predicted here. I said we were going to defeat you guys by 2-1. Yeah. But unfortunately, we had a coach in Arteta that went to Anfield with a handbrake, because one could not understand how you can go to Anfield, a place you've not won for 12 years, and you're going to play with a handbrake when you have good creative midfielders in the team and you're playing with 3 DMs. And somehow, Slot came up with a slot ball, as you always call it, and he made the victory. That was a super strike. Yeah. But there were also controversial moments in that game, which I observed. I don't know if any other person picked it up. There were 2 penalty calls. I wouldn't call the one, I think the one on the Berry Cheese was quite light. But the one on Soboslai handling the ball in the box was a similar thing.
That was
No.
his elbow.
It wasn't his elbow. There was one, you could see him notching his shoulder.
Like this.
You could see that he moved his shoulder to save that ball. But there was another one that
Position.
but your hand.
The ball struck it.
Yeah, but
It's
the ball
okay.
It's okay.
his hand.
But when you move
your
when
hand,
you move your
it
hand,
shows your intention that
You
you are
move
using your
this
hand to stop
to
the
stop
ball.
the ball.
Yeah, but there was no way.
That one is one. The one that hit his nails.
His nails.
Yes, that was one that hit his when they were struggling in the box.
Yeah, that one too. They were struggling. You
So-
just said.
So
Yes.
because you were struggling, because
But the ball came to him. It's not like he went to the ball.
I think like a lot of controversy happened during this week in the English Premier League because if you take for instance the penalty that was awarded to Chelsea, the ball hits the hand of that guy Pedro first before hitting the
Exactly.
hand of that guy.
So
And then,
so
I don't know what type of rule they actually used to give check to.
That was the same thing. That was the same foul
It's the same.
that Soboslai committed that hit his hand.
So
that should have been a penalty because at that point you can pull your hand off. You did not pull, but you stretch your hand. You were stretching your hand and you were moving. It was the same thing last season.
Intentional.
Nobody says they ever call this penalty intentional. If you see when we saw one of the kicks that one of the Fulham guy when he leaped, he was trying to block the ball from hitting his face. Now it wasn't intentional.
Yeah, but sometimes.
But his hand moved.
They have that word like your hand
Anyways,
is in normal position. Your hand is
Let's leave out that. What the slots do in order to get victory against Arsenal?
To be honest with you, I'm not happy with our performances, but I'm just happy
that you are making
getting
victory.
results. Yeah. So that's the most important thing. But like, it's not easy to bring new players just like that. So you need to give them time. So
Do you think you're having an issue with adaptation?
Adaptation.
I don't think so.
I don't think so too.
No, listen,
Your players are playing well.
They're playing well. They are gelling well.
Yeah.
They're not playing like they're players that just joined
No.
Yeah.
website.
If you look at
Ekitike was everywhere.
winning
balls.
Ekitike is trying. He's trying.
Are you telling that thing trying?
No, don't call him trying.
Listen,
that guy
is going to do better.
That guy has
Just give
settled.
it time.
Yeah.
We have just played 3 matches. Yeah?
And he has settled.
Yeah, I'm scared of him.
That's why I
The guy is
said.
scary.
Listen. We are not playing well, but we are getting the result.
Yeah.
Just think about. Let's say if we start playing well now, you guys will run.
But I think it's the same energy level you guys played with.
No. Our energy level
I'm
is
coming.
something like.
The last game in the Premier League,
65%.
after they played PSG, their energy level dropped. They start struggling in the Premier League at those last stages
because
in order to
we
win
didn't
it.
have
I think that
enough
same
quality by
energy is
then.
what continues this season. That's why they are struggling also. They are trying to find.
No, but the league, but we just started.
Because your defense is
just
like,
3 games.
yeah, but
There is nothing wrong with our
playing
defense,
well.
but sometimes you need to give it time.
Your defense, there's nothing.
Yeah, we are now playing with 2 new players in our defense. So
For a
you need
team
to
that
give it time.
had that,
Two
for a
new
team
players.
that
Kekes isn't playing badly.
he's not playing badly.
Soboslai is not a new
Let
player.
me just give you an instance why I said your
Frimpong
defense is
wasn't playing
struggling.
badly even when he played.
Newcastle, this guy, what's his name? This number 10 for Newcastle was sent off in that match.
Yes.
And they were
Gordon.
yes, it was 10 against 11 players.
You know it's very difficult to play against 10 players, right?
I'm coming.
Very difficult.
I'm coming. And you guys were playing as if you were the one that had the
We had
record.
it.
Because Konate made like series of blunders in
I
that
told you
match.
guys the last time that
And
Konate is like that.
even
Why
in
do you
the
think
Crystal
that
Palace
we
game,
went all out for
Bobot's game, he did the same mistakes again. He made the same mistakes.
That was why I was saying.
Even
The Arsenal did not take the
even
game
the
to
Arsenal
them.
Even the Arsenal match, he
he
wasn't
did the
playing
same
so
thing.
good because he was even scared of like playing the ball. There was one time Alisson played a pass to him. He was struggling to control the ball.
and
But you guys did take advantage of it.
there was this ball they gave to this guy Gyökeres. Like he was the first to the ball and he relaxed. So Gyökeres went and win the ball. It's just unfortunate that the ball went out of 2. So you see, Konate, I don't know the way he reads the game.
Anyway,
I think
We have
Liverpool
serious
is
issue
that
with
the thing
them.
about Liverpool, they are scoring the goals.
Yeah.
And I always tell you, once you get the attack punching in the goals. It will cover up a lot.
Yeah,
A lot
exactly.
of
They're
them
tackling.
But the thing is that they are conceding
Yes.
more goals this season. Unlike
Yes,
that.
of course, it
we
depends
just,
on
we
who-
just
but
have
once
a
it
clean
comes
sheet
back in-
against one of the best teams in the league.
Once it's
Okay, let's
back
go.
in-
This guy is rubbing it on Arsenal.
I'm telling you.
Anyways, it is what it
All the
is.
best defense. Okay.
It is what it is. Anyways, let's come to tactics now. Tactical know-how of Amorim. With what ensued against Burnley, do you think he's beginning to get his tactical know-how right in the right direction that is going to help United cross the line?
I think at some point in the match he did, but before he had like 3 people playing in the same role. Cunha was there, Bruno was there, and then this guy. Yeah, he has like 3 number 10 in a single match, just like how your own coach did. 3 DMs in a single match. And if you notice something, I think one of the reasons why we will continue to struggle, and we have been struggling, is the fact that Cunha refused to play at the wing. He normally comes to the middle. So every single time the ball is there, you find out like he has this jammed up with Bruno and Mount. If Mount is in the field, you notice like there's a jam up between them. Nobody will be able to give spaces because the more you are able to run in between or in between the defenders, that's the best chances you have of scoring. But that's our problem. We don't run on those empty places in between the defenders.
So now, what do you think should be the solution?
I think at some point, if Bruno is not playing well, he needs to go to the bench.
But do you think Amorim has the balls to bench
But Bruno is playing well and he's even
No, he's not
deeper.
playing well. He's not playing
Or
well.
don't you think it's the
He's not
role?
playing well. Let me tell you
Don't you
something.
think it's the role
The Bruno
he's
that I
playing?
know, I know it's not like the number 8 role that they are playing
Don't you
now.
think that he's
It's a different role
The
for
guy
what
is-
he used to play
he's
before.
overplaying
In
defensive.
Sporting CP, he was playing there because they have Pedro Goncalves who was playing at the number 10 role back then. So he was playing at that number 8 role. I don't think it's a problem. The only thing with him is like, what I find so disturbing is the fact that if you as a captain can actually make those attestation of the fact that it was the referee that actually caused, not saying directly,
I
but he
didn't
made that
even know.
statement.
Yes, to miss a penalty.
Yes,
He just needed
so
to say something.
yes, so
That was
you
stupid.
can't even make
The guy
that
should
statement.
apologize.
And another thing, I watched Grimsby game when he was substituted in, his body language was down the entire time. He wasn't running like he used to.
Yeah.
He wasn't passing the ball.
came to-
Like every single time he was directing people, go this way, do this, do that. You can't do that. Those people, they are professionals as well.
Just like him.
But Amorim needs to like let everybody know. If you can actually just make the first disciplinary decision on the captain, I think everybody will follow. I said it before. If he doesn't have control of the room, like the dressing room, there
That's
is no
what
way he's
fully
going to
charged.
succeed.
Yeah.
And people are
And
saying like,
that's been the major challenge.
yes, Dalot has been performing woeful. Like he gives ball away like 5 or 6 times in a single game. A lot of people can attest to that, but he doesn't take him off the pitch.
Okay, what happened though? I was expecting.
I think with
Thank
Bruno,
you.
Guy was playing.
Yes,
I think
he
with
take
Bruno,
over and then place him on the
Bruno
bench.
has
and
got
then-
an attitude of protesting every call, even with his
Yeah,
colleague
but he
players,
needs to-
picking up on phones and
He has been
everything.
doing
I
that
think if anybody is
since-
dividing the club or bringing division within the players,
the
I think
captain.
Bruno
Yeah,
is very much
I agree
that
with you.
person.
But he needs to.
Because
He has
if you
been
can
doing that
complain,
since-
hopefully in the pitch, we see so much of the time complaining, wrong pass on everything. You complain over everything. So personally, in the dressing room, I think it will do worse. It will be doing
Okay,
worse.
so finally from you, what should be the solution to correcting? Because we've said the time that personally, I'm one person that believes that even last season, that United, the team that they had, was capable of competing for the league.
Yeah.
And I said they have an endemic challenge, which is in the dressing room. And you recall once on this show, we said if Amorim comes in and say, look, I want to pick a new captain, you guys should vote. It might be a secret ballot voting.
Yes.
So that I don't know that Ahmed came and voted against
Thank you.
Let everybody vote, you cast your lots. And at the end of the day, you will see that 80% of the players will not vote Bruno.
No, they won't.
And once you get 80% of the players voting for Ahmed or voting for Miki, it means that you've already won it. Because 80% will win against any other team. They will run across the hills for you when you ask them to do something. But now, they've not solved it, and that challenge is still there. Maguire is still in the team, and I keep saying it. You stripped the man, captain's band. You never told him the reason. It was on phone. Every time I called him on phone and told him, you're no longer going to be our captain for next season.
Maguire has been the best professional for the past 10 years.
And so nobody has addressed that issue. Even the board have not looked into it. Amorim that I thought would have addressed that have not looked into it. And Mickey from another club is telling us now, even Ahmed also said it, that you cannot be the player and be the director at the same time.
It doesn't work like that.
So that's the challenge. So the team is still divided, even though they think it's Rashford, it's Garnacho, it's Jadon Sancho. The problem
but they were
is
never
there.
the problem. I think like they had a chance of solving that problem, but they didn't take it. How can someone who is like Bruno is almost 32 years, they paid 100 million for the guy. You don't want to sell him. I'll sell him without blinking.
Yeah. Take the money and
I'll take the money.
invest.
I'll solve that problem.
Yeah.
I can get Baliba and whosoever. I can use Baliba and Kobe Menu. I'll still have a perfect midfield that can gel and they can do exceptionally because those two,
balanced.
they have a lot to offer to the team. They are humble.
They are humble.
And they are young players. So it means you have like a solution for the next 10 seasons. Bruno is a short-term solution to our problem. And he kept on doing what he has been doing all this while. I've been saying this and I'll keep repeating it. Bruno needs to be stripped off from that
And he
captain.
needs to
Yes, fans, viewers, Bruno need to be stripped off of the captain's band. We've said it time and time again. United fans, this is the point. You need to go and make your comments. Let us know your view about what Gani has said. And now for you, we have an Enzo Maresca. He started creating. He's one that started creating the bomb squad. And unfortunately, most of the players in the bomb squad, they still have one person that couldn't. It's like a bone stuck in his throat. So Raheem Sterling is going to be strolling through
300K.
300K.
Gonna get killed.
You know, enjoying himself, having fun,
Yeah.
go to the beach. So now, Enzo Maresca did not solve a challenge in the team, and that thing has to do with your central defense. Cohen is injured. He got in Hato, who I don't think is a solution to that defense.
Yeah.
And I was seeing
No.
Chaloba and Tosi. They've been managing this thing.
Yes.
I don't know how long that is going to take before they crack. Yes, you have a formidable attack and a good midfield.
Yeah.
How do you think you guys can navigate this Premier League season without a good defense?
Yes, I think the defense is a challenge for now, but these are young players coming in. Like we had a player that could play in that position, Fofana, but he's also out. He's almost always injured.
This man is always talking about the man. This man is talking about Fofana that will get injured like Martinez and go off one.
So the coach also has some players. But the thing is, like I always say, if you got one thing that is covering our defense that is not so much exposed is the holding ability of Caicedo.
Yeah.
Especially Caicedo, you see the way he comes in and protect the defense. So you cannot see that lapses much more.
Now for how long can you
Yes.
sustain this?
Well, it depends more on the performance and consistency because we see the likes of Cucurella 2 or 3 years back when he came into the club. It was just like the weakest point for every player. But we see as he plays on, he has improved.
Yeah.
So if the players improve as they play, then the defense could be better, regardless of how many years experience they had. So it's just about giving them playing time and confidence. And one of my players, we see the likes of Rich James. For our coach, in his own philosophy, he thinks James can be much more better playing even in the midfield. You see, most of the games why he dropped Rich James.
I think that was the tactics he used against PSG.
He didn't even
Playing
find
him in the
that.
midfield,
So in his own plans, he's not even thinking of James to be playing at the back. He wants to put James, and that's why he's pushing, giving more game time also now to Gusto. So if Gusto could build that confidence and could play like James, then I feel
Gusto is not bad.
yes, it's not bad, but it's not as good as James.
Yeah.
So if you also can step up, then you will see that the defense will improve. I don't believe that if the players have more playing time and they could gel together, they will see improvement. Even though for now we cannot say yes, these are the right fit. Look at one our past games was it against our first game, Crystal Palace, our new signing Achempo. Nobody expected that he could put up short performance against one of a very gallant Mateta. He almost scored against every big team. You see, very gallant. And that was a very good performance. But it's not just about you going in there and doing this for one game. How consistent are you doing it? Yeah. So if he keeps playing them look at another player, Chaluba. He was even exiled from the club. Yes, but we bought Chaluba and we've seen since he's come back, he's improving and he's giving more to that defense than any other player we have so far. Okay. Kuwel is good, but I'm not too impressed with Kuwel because Kuwel is aggressive, very aggressive. And now, if you look at the Premier League, especially if you got such an aggressive defender like Kuwel, it's possible that every 2 or 3 games we conceive in penalties because strikers are very much technical with that sport.
Okay, Enzo Maresca has got a lot in the sleeves to handle. Let's come to the man with the slot ball. Now you guys have got avalanche of players in the attack. I'm beginning to wonder how you guys are going to create this mix. You have Isak, you have Gakpo, you have Ekitike, you have so many players. So how do you think this team can gel and bring that consistency that you are looking out for? Because when we started, you said you were not too happy with the way your team is playing so far. And you have an issue in the defense. Unfortunately, the transfer for McGuire didn't go through. So you are back to the basics. You need to sit up with Konate and have Gomez. So don't know how long your defensive problem is going to last before you break. So how do you think Slots can utilize this mix of players that he has in the attack? Because I don't see you signing a player for £125 million and you keep him on the bench. It's not possible.
One thing I like about Slots, he's a fast learner. So before he bought Ekitike, and he was always saying Ekitike is capable of playing on the wings and the attack. So that is not going to be a problem because like we could still use Ekitike from the that Kagbo position. We use Isak.
So how you want to do Gakpo is playing well? So are you going to ask Gakpo that is playing well to sit on the bench for his team?
It's not like we are going to bench him.
Or maybe you just take Salah off the equation.
No. Listen how we are going to do. Isak has not been training team training. Like he just joined the team. So like he's going to
sit on the bench.
Yeah. No, listen. The first match.
Okay.
He's going to come from the bench. The first match. Okay. So we're still going with Kagbo, Ekitike.
We're talking about your long-term solution now because
long-term solution.
That's just like putting Band-Aid on it.
It's going to be listen. It's going to be between Ekitike and Kagbo in that left-hand position.
Wow.
It's going to be between them. So you see. We need competition, and now we have got competition. Isak is someone that is a mainstay. Isak and Mo Salah.
You know what they always say? That big name, na the key dog.
Oh, listen.
This big title, so
I think like the most obvious solution to your problem, you might resort to the olden days of playing 4-4-2 formation.
No. We are still going to play 4-3-3.
And then Florian Wirtz will come to this other side and Salah will do.
Listen. I'm not even worried about our attack. My only worry here is the defense. Because like we went
you're going to sign someone for 95 million and then put that person.
Listen, he's not going to be on the bench. There's going to be a competition.
Whosoever is playing very well. Ketika is playing very well.
Yes.
That's and the man wants £125 million. Then the man should sit on the bench.
Listen,
watching Anfield.
Listen. Isak is going to be a mainstay. You
guys are going to have problems.
There's not going to be a problem.
Okay.
It's going to be between Kagbo and Ekitike. So you see, it's not about the amount we bought Ekitike. It's going to be whosoever that is performing well.
Wow.
Our only problem right now is the defense. Because Konate keep doing the same mistake every match. You see, even against Arsenal, Van Dijk was shouting at him.
Said he wanted to go to Real Madrid. And then he's playing like
it's not about you want to play for Real Madrid and you are playing like that.
I don't think your attack will have problem. I I think the coach will just have to give time. But for a
Give time.
player, one of the challenges when the player is in form, you start giving him the bench. It's like you lack confidence in that player.
Yes.
Listen,
And this was one of the
you're
things.
talking about
Yeah, that was yes.
it's
That
not
was
like
one
we're
of the
going to bench
things.
him.
Maresca also did to this outgoing player in our team now.
So Shantu.
No, the one I went to Germany, AC Milan. AC Milan, that's striker Nkunku.
Yeah.
There was a time he was performing, then he just starts keeping him on the bench.
Yeah.
When he comes back, he was
That's
able to
not
adapt.
yes, we are talking about
You have to, your coach has to
No,
see your
either way,
best.
you have to
blend
always one of them
You
on
have
the
to
bench.
blend them.
Somebody has to
Somebody
have
has to
an
be on the
option.
bench.
One person has
And
to
secondly, I can
Listen.
tell you, with all expectation, I see Isak struggling in that squad. Not that he's not going to
See
perform.
this guy.
I can foresee that. One, let me tell you, I've seen big names players moving.
Please come and
One, I've seen this in the Premier League.
I don't want to.
I've seen it.
I don't want to.
Let me give you my point.
Okay, the guy wants
Let me give you my point. Yeah, you can say that.
Let me
Let
him talk.
We've seen players leaving clubs and the team is coming from, they shout at you, they shout and blackmail you or whatsoever. And we see most of those players when they move into another club, they struggle. We've seen that.
Okay.
It's not, it could be like in-law.
Let
They
me-
struggle. We see, I can give you an example. One, Kepa left Chelsea at the time when he needed him the most. It was a very good offer going to Real Madrid. When he went to Real Madrid, he struggled. The fans were even booing him. It reached to a point they were even thinking of selling him.
We are talking
Okay,
about.
Yes, they had injuries.
Let me come into that now.
They had injuries.
I think Nicky has a
He
point.
had
play for
injuries.
Real Madrid.
I mean-
Wait, come, let me land. He had injuries even to a point that I was even thinking, okay, the only thing that saved him is because he was an injured player, so they cannot sell him. Nobody was going out for him.
We are talking about
after
one
his
of the
injuries
best
and healed, then he
striker
came
in
back.
the world.
Okay.
Someone that is
Okay, hold on, Nicky.
So
We are talking about.
Nicky, I get your point. And where I want to come in is this, when Isak was at Newcastle, the team was playing for him. He was the jewel of the team. Everybody loved him. They were playing for him. Now you are coming into a club with a club record fee. In fact, British record fee. Not only club, British record fee of £125 million.
I'm telling you.
The press, the jury is going to be out on him. Game after game. He breathes, they are going to watch him. We know what the British media are like. So now when he gets to Anfield and he cannot deliver,
and he got star players also in Anfield. He got Salah. Salah is not going to play.
he's going to be brought to tatters.
Listen, we are talking about Isak here.
That's what I'm saying.
One of the best
Everybody knows we are talking about Isak. Haven't it happened in the past before?
He's one of the best. It's not that he's the best.
Listen, yeah.
Fernando
He's
was
the
the
best.
best.
I
Example
won't
is
say he's
Fernando
the best.
Yes, now.
He moved from Liverpool to Chelsea
to
for
Chelsea.
50 million at that time.
And he had
Huge
an
amount of money.
open net. And he blew it.
Listen. Listen, that's too.
The pressure does not mean he's going to fail. But we're saying the pressure is going to be
Isak-
And the
I'm not
truth.
saying it's better.
Ahmed, let me remind you.
So let's do
This is not the first time you guys bought a British record signing. What
Andy
name
Carroll.
was it from?
Andy
Andy
Carroll.
Carroll came.
With all the
He came to do well. When he was when now? That was the money.
For you.
He came from the same. He came from the same Newcastle.
No, even for the English Premier League.
Hold on now.
For a British
He
player.
came from the same Newcastle.
Yeah.
He came from the same Newcastle. It did not work for him.
Yes.
Now there's too much pressure. See, the pressure that's going to come on him. One, he has
backlash
got
from his club.
his Swedish teammates playing for a rival club. Now it will be like competition. I must outwit you.
But
I've
Isak
left
is a
Newcastle. I need to
proven player.
When Carlos joined Liverpool, he was not a Premier League player.
He was just
He was
11 goals. He was a star
And the
man.
Man in the league. At that time.
I never wanted that signing.
No, he never was a star man. He was a star man at the time.
To be honest,
There's a lot of pressure. Let me tell you, there's a lot of pressure going
there's a
on.
lot of pressure, but let's say the guy is confident.
Let's forget about the external
Did you watch
pressure. Even
him?
the internal. Okay, let me tell you the internal dynamics.
He said he wants to win everything.
The internal pressure.
Isak said he wants
It's not
to
just
Tell me that I go to any club and say I don't want to win
What about
anything.
Madison? Madison
Isak-
he made a statement that I want to win trophy just like Harry Kane. And then one of the reporters asked him, he said, what did Harry Kane win with? What was exactly the trophy that he won with?
So at the end of the day, he won something.
He was smiling.
The internal pressure they are going to get, they are not just coming into a big squad. They are coming to a squad also that got big players with big egos.
Anyway, guys.
One of the key players in Liverpool is Salah.
But
Salah knows
Salah doesn't have
I know.
ego.
Who told you Salah doesn't have ego? Salah wants to be.
Because the money that
Mane was the one with the ego.
No, Salah knows all cameras.
Wasn't Salah
Mane was the one that was.
Salah knows all cameras will be on this.
Just like you guys did to
They will not allow this
That
to
Diaz is not there. The man is killing himself on the pitch for you guys.
We've seen Salah to assist the ball, mind you, in front of the goal. Salah took the chance.
But we all know Salah, if you want to be a top player, you have to be selfish.
So if you want to be selfish, one of the best persons to assist
Salah
is Salah. Will be Salah.
Let's hope.
So if Salah is to be selfish, then I don't see Salah.
Salah is now the most creative.
Ahmed, let's hope.
As his age is getting
Ahmed,
he walks out.
Ahmed, watch me.
But he got
Do you think the present Liverpool team, as it is now, will play for Isak?
Yeah.
Because Isak is coming from a club side where everybody was playing for him. Do you think that this team, the way they are, as soon as they get ball, the next thing they're looking for is Isak? No, I don't believe.
Have you been watching our matches?
It's not only saying the match you played against us, played against Bournemouth, played against
Salah is no longer the one we have been looking for. Whenever
that's what I'm saying now.
Yeah,
You get you are buttressing my point. The question I ask you is, do you think they are going to be playing for him as soon as they get the ball, they look for Isak?
I thought you're trying to say that
No.
Okay.
Your team will not play for him.
Let me say something.
He will answer his father's name.
And he got a conversation with Isak. Like Isak was okay with it. That was the reason why he went on strike, because he had already told him what his going to be, how we are going to
Play to his strength.
and all those kind of stuff. So,
That is normal.
That's normal.
Just look at the
I see you. This is where you play. You come to my team. This is what
you are not playing for Hugo.
You're not playing for
Do you know like most of the goals that he has scored, he involved in the goals.
Yeah, I know.
He collected one and play and then they will give him
That guy is
it's not like you
a player.
Isak too.
You said something. You said you are scared of him. I'm scared of the guy.
The guy is very skilled.
Isak is the
He scored even a disallowed goal.
Yes.
Ekitike is the closest to Isak. That's why we went for him in case we could not send Isak.
Okay, guys.
And he also a huge gamble. I don't think like you should have just went after Isak, but I forget about
Newcastle. We are bailing it
because now I see one of them going to the bench.
we are going to play them.
No, it's not going to be possible.
It's possible.
It's not going to
If
be
they are going to play them,
possible.
the formation has to change.
That will change.
Both of them are central strikers.
Listen,
They are not wingers. They are central
The
strikers.
formation has to
you know
change.
that we be having issue with Kodika, but like it's been what's the word? Complacent. Like now Diaz is not there, so
But that guy has been playing very well.
he's been playing very well, but 60 minutes.
Anyways, it is what it is. Guys, we heard it from my teammates, and everyone has a say in what their clubs are doing or what the other clubs are not doing correctly. So just same way you need to have your say by making your comments count and let us know what you think about what we've discussed so far. So we're going to be looking forward because it's now the international break. We're not going to be seeing much of the Premier League in the next 2 weeks. Now, the question we want to look at is where do we think or what do we think that our coaches should do when they return from international break? I want to start with you, Amorim. Now, I think he has a breather. The breather he has now, you need to go back to the drawing board. Look at how he has fared in the 3 matches that played so far. What do you think, which tactical tweak do you think he should carry out on this United team? Because I believe that you guys have a formidable team. Aside from the fact that you have issues with the goalkeeping position, and just like you said off camera, probably one of the things he should do is to stick on Nana. You know, the devil you know is better than the angel that you don't know.
I thought you guys signed it.
They signed the goalkeeper, but that goalkeeper, I've seen some clips on the social media.
Yeah.
It's like the guy is on
No,
0.0.
it's okay, but it's one of the best young goalkeepers
Okay.
in the top European five.
So let's see. What do you think that Amorim should do?
First, I think it should be obvious going forward that whenever Bruno is not playing well in the game, whether it's 55, 60 minutes, they should take him off. And Kobe Menu should have more game time. I think he's ready to step up because he wanted to compete for position in the upcoming World Cup.
Yeah.
He wants to be selected by the England national team. So he's going to give it.
There's a situation where you're not given the opportunity to play.
Yeah, that's exactly what
you have an arrogant coach.
Yeah,
that's why what I'm suggesting is the fact that now the coach needs to start putting players on the bench who are not performing very well, like Diego Dalot shouldn't be playing at all. That guy needs to learn because he has been making a lot of blunders, doing a lot of bad passes. Every single time you give away the ball. Every game. I've not watched one single game for the past season.
So the guy is a bonanza giver.
Yes, he did that all the time. And then the most bad part of his own football is the fact that he can give away the ball, but when the winger is coming at him, they will take him head on, and he wouldn't be able to stop the winger from
easily
going
beat
to the
him.
box.
Easily beat him.
Easily can be defeated.
Yes.
And Bruno, I think he needs to start going to the bench. Some games you have to give Kobe Menu some chance to play. Because one of the reasons why Bruno feels like he's untouchable is the fact that even when he plays bad, they will still start him. He'll be on the starting lineup. When he plays good, he'll be there. So he knows whether I'm good, whether I'm bad, even if I'm fighting with my teammates, I'll still be selected.
So,
And no player should have that type of confidence in themselves. They need to know if I'm not playing well, somebody is out there who can replace me. That's what competition should be healthy among them. I think there should be an open room for everybody to compete for their position. But I think the coach is not man enough to actually to lose Bruno and then to tell him my guy, you can't keep telling your fellow colleagues you need to run this, you need to do this, you can't be a captain, be a coach, and then be a director of the field at the same time. Sometimes your colleague will make a mistake on the way they decide to run for the ball. All you can do is just to applaud them, go play. Let's do it some other time.
So basically, the responsibility is on the shoulders of Amorim to
Yes.
have the balls to make those strong calls.
Doesn't have
Yes.
the balls. He's afraid
And again, you
of
need to also remove the handbrake
Yeah.
and restricting players
Restricting
from doing
players.
what they're supposed
I
to
think
do.
for me, Amorim is an orthodox type of coach that if you are going to play in my team, you need to do exactly what I'm saying.
I see Bruno and Cunha
But
fighting in the future.
yes,
But Cunha is not the type of player that
You know, it doesn't take game.
yeah, it happened now in one game. It happened.
Oh,
They were
okay.
arguing. So Amorim is an orthodox type of coach. If you don't listen to what he has to say, he will take it off his team. But I think if you want to get the best out of any player in the world, you need to give them the freedom to be able to play because those guys, they are professional, they have skills. The only side I think that the onus should be on Amorim is the technicality. On when the game reaches certain position or certain time,
Yeah.
you know what to
You can
do.
tweak
With
the
player,
game,
you
yeah.
can just gamble a little, take off a defender and then bring in an attacker or maybe and hold the midfielder just to slow down your opponent and then try to bring everything back to life. I think that is what you need to do going forward.
Okay, well, that's
With United,
yeah.
I think I've got issues with Amorim. Not just about it happens in football. Sometimes you got poor ones, but I'm not seeing the energy from Amorim. The energy, even when you get bad ones, less people see the energy, the effort from the coach. You come down to the church line.
Yeah.
You can even call some players. You whisper in their ears.
Yeah.
You give your formation. At times, your formation will not work. You're gonna change. You're gonna be flexible.
It seems to be more
Yes.
of
No, just
emotional coach.
Emotional, is panic, he's falling into the
Very
pressure.
emotional.
I think if he continues like that, we will not see anything happening in the pitch. You will not see changes in the pitch. So if he step up, look at the penalty shootouts. It was hiding in the dugout. Look at the penalty. Just an average team, you're hiding.
Anyway,
Shoot out. Come
okay,
out. Give
we
confidence.
heard what Danny has said, and you are. Anyways, let's.
I think if he shows that energy, you see something.
Okay.
You see it in the
You want Amorim to show energy. Let's see how much energy that you expect Enzo Maresca to show with his current team. We have the international break. Let's see what he's going to come back with.
Enzo Maresca, one thing is he surpassed our expectation as a club. Like he has teach us.
Do you agree to that?
He has teach us to believe.
What the Chelsea board was expecting from him was the fact that they just wanted him to like keep the team.
Enzo Maresca was the manager we signed. It was not even popular. Most Chelsea fans said, "Oh, this man is just the same as Graham Potter." We know the mess Graham Potter left us in. So the expectation was not even there. He had even bashing. Nobody believed in him when coming. He just coming from a championship team. More of criticism. But we've seen 1 year into his reign, and we've seen a lot of stability and success coming. So I think he's even surpassed. His whole expectation for last season was just taking us to the Champions League. Whether he would have won the Conference League or what, it was not his pressure taking us. And that was the same expectation. We had an experienced coach before him, Pochettino. That was the expectation he had.
I think Pochettino was that he was confused about who to play in his team.
And he failed it on that expectation. Maresca came in with a bit of luck. It was fortunate. And with our history as a club, watching back, we are very more fortunate with Italian coach. If you see all our Italian coach coming into the club, we got seamless results with them, no matter how good or how poor they are. So going into this season, I think the expectation is high. It's not just from the fans, even from Maresca. He knows it.
That's where the problem is.
Yes, that's where the problem is going to be now.
Because he has set
the bar. Yeah, you're getting
so
my
high.
point.
So immediately he start performing beneath. It's going to be a problem for him.
You've understood my point. Now, he has set the bar so high. The expectation is already high now. So the confidence is there. Oh, Maresca will win this, will go. Despite the players there, then he has so many players.
Nobody cares anymore.
Nobody cares, no excuse. Nobody cares how he does it once he keeps getting the results. So the expectation is high on him. And I think under pressure, we'll see this season. Last season, the expectation was low.
Yeah.
So what should he do now, coming back from the international break?
So international break, I think it's the time for recess. Yes, now we got Garnacho. Garnacho is even training. He will not be out for this international break. Some players are even in. And even some players need to rest. I told you, some players have tired legs. We've seen. Also those with injuries, to see how best they keep up warming up. Even Cole Palmer, I think he's on some breaks now. Even resting. So, yes. Now, the signing, the window is closed. He has to sit down and say, okay, now I've bought this player from this club. I've got these players from this club. How will I put them into the system? How will I get them to deliver?
How can I get the best out?
Yeah, how can I get the best out of player A, player B, player C? Because no matter your tactics, your knowledge, your skills, if you cannot get the best out of these players, you're not going to get the required result. So no matter how you do, so it's how to get the best out of every player, those coming into the club and those that are in the club, and how to get it consistently, not one game in, 5 games out.
Okay, I hope he's aware of Garnacho's attitude, because what he did to Nkunku, when Nkunku was playing very well and then he decided to put him on the bench, if he decided to do that same thing to Garnacho, hell will break loose, because that's exactly what transpired.
Has 7 years contract.
Yeah.
So he will ban.
No, that's exactly what transpired between Amorim and Garnacho. He said, I have given my blood and my sweat for this team. We played until we get to the final. And then when we get to the final, he decided to play me on the bench. Why do you have to do that?
But I think Amorim had an egoistic problem there,
And
because he would have used that.
Maresca is also an egoistic coach.
One thing,
Remember what transpired between him and Stanley when they were at Man City?
one thing I can say, this clash is eminent. It's possible it will happen. Even if it's not Garnacho, it could be with Palmer, it could be any other player.
All those players are in his
So what I'm saying, it will happen. It's destined. It will happen. But the thing is how he manages it.
Anyway, so for Chelsea, Enzo Maresca needs to be consistent. He needs to think about, use the international break to think about how to harmonize his team.
Yeah.
He has gotten players from various club sides, harmonize them and let them key into his philosophy. But let's come to Anfield. Mr. Slots, how do you think?
Why do you keep calling him Mr.
No,
Slot?
he told us the slot ball. Says the slot ball. So that's why I call him Mr. Slot. So now, how do you think that Slot is going to? Because we see an array of challenges ahead.
Yeah.
We don't see a Mohamed Salah sitting on the bench. We saw when Salah under Klopp started being benched, how he started reacting.
Yes.
It didn't go down well with him. And so Salah, this is like his best seasons ahead. You know, he's experienced now in the league, asking him to sit on the bench. Because I don't see how you're going to keep all these players happy. Gakpo, Salah, Isak, Ekitike. There's one other person again.
Florian Wirtz.
Florian Wirtz. How are you going to keep all of them happy if they're not playing, they're sitting on the bench? So what do you expect from your coach after the international break?
I think this season is going to be the most difficult season for Slot because he has broken the Rich's record not once but twice. And the pressure is going to be on him.
Yeah.
The spotlight is going to be on him. So you see,
Spends a whole lot of money on
he has a lot to do this season.
Imagine if he had nicked the signing of Maguire, it would have been £450 million.
In a single season.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's almost half a billion.
The players that we sold. So you see, like this season is going to. He has a lot of work to do because, okay, let me see now. You have 4 profile players like Salah, Nketiah, Isak, and Kagbo. So you need to keep those 4 players up. It's not going to be.
You're forgetting Florian Wirtz also. He's a
No,
nice profile player.
yeah, I mean
Strikers.
that three position. Yeah, so it's going to be difficult, but how I think it should do like Isak just came. He hasn't trained with us yet, so like, let me say he should start.
So he has 2 weeks of respite.
Yeah,
Minimum of 2 weeks now.
Yeah, and he need to take it slow with Isak. Let's just go with let's just go with Salah and Ekitike and Kagbo. Isak should be coming from the bench. For now, listen. For now, yeah. That way we should.
Man and his Liverpool.
This
guy can die for Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Isak should be coming from the bench, like let me say 60, 62 minutes. And let's see. Because some of Liverpool fans they are complaining about Kagbo. They're saying that he's being too complacent and all. So like let's see if he's going to up his game further or his game is going to come down. That way Slot will have the ground.
But I think personally, from my own side, you guys are forgetting something. Salah has not been on his best form.
Yeah, but Salah is a mainstay. There is no Salah.
It's not about mainstay.
Salah is very important.
I'm coming. I'm giving you an instance now. Listen.
Yeah.
Now, Isak started coming in from the bench, and then he started performing.
Mm-hmm.
Florian Wirtz is doing the same. Gakpo improves a little, and then Hugo has been phenomenal for Liverpool so far.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, like at some point, the coach will make that type of decision where he will ask Salah to go to the bench if he's not performing?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Those players they are not comfortable.
So it's an issue of having the balls.
Wing.
It's an issue of having the
None of
balls.
these players are comfortable of playing that right wing.
I don't think it's Salah.
think
I don't think Salah will ever be out of the equation. Let's be realistic.
Salah is
will
very
never-
important in that.
So
team.
even if
According
he's
to
not
them.
performing,
No, we can tell you. According to Liverpool,
He's performing.
I don't
wait,
think. I don't think.
I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Ever since Liverpool played PSG in the Champions League last season, his performance has dropped tremendously. He couldn't even do 1 second in a single match. It happened against Bournemouth.
Yeah,
we saw it.
But
The entire time, a very young player.
Against this guy, this Newcastle defender.
Yes, but against that guy, remember this guy, they brought him, the guy's name is Truffert. They bought him from France or something.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't even have like a single take on that
Can
guy.
I say something?
And we know Salah how deadly he
and
can
Slot
be.
will drop Salah.
So even if
In that light, I
He's
feel
performing.
the manager has the responsibility.
One
And
assist.
there is no way.
Thank
As
you.
he's saying, there is no way I see Salah out of that play.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if he's not performing, then I feel the best way and Slot will handle it is at least give him some game times and be resting him. At least maybe if he has some rest, it will pick up.
Okay.
But the challenge is not going to be Salah or whatsoever. I think it's going to be between the 2 pointers like Ekitike and
it's
Issa.
going to be
if
between
anyone
Ekitike
delivers
and Kakpo.
I think it's going to be Issa.
Okay,
you tell me one will drop
better.
as the season
Gakpo will go
progress.
to the bench.
It's not about Gakpo. It's going to be
He
Ekitike
keeps
or
performing the way
Issa.
he has been performing.
It depends on
Like,
performance.
He will perform well and his performance
Anyways, we've heard it from our
Performance drop.
teammates, their
My
views.
only issue
We've all
is the
spoken,
defense.
and the point where I can say from my deduction from what everyone has said so far is that the onus and responsibility relies on the shoulders of the coaches.
Yeah.
How much balls they have to tweak their philosophy, look out for the players that are going to help them make their philosophy work. We've spoken about Chelsea, we've spoken about United, we've spoken about Liverpool. Now I need us to give one word about that coach called Mikel Arteta for Arsenal. Even though we don't have an Arsenal person here that's going to come and stand up for them. Let me start from with you. Looking at Mikel Arteta, do you think he's the right man? If you're looking at him as a fan, do you think with the squad depth that he has, that he's the right man to take this Arsenal team to the place of glory?
My honest assessment about Arteta is the fact that, for me personally, I think he can. Building a team, he's very good at building a team. But when it comes to putting their eyes on the cage, finishing touches, like getting the trophy, Arteta is not the man. Because I've seen countless number of times in previous seasons wherein when the Premier League gets to some certain point where you need to make certain hard calls in order to take certain risks in order to win games,
yes, or
maintain your stance as the leader of the league at that point, he has been failing every single time. He has done that like Arsenal should have won 3 Premier Leagues in a row.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
he gave
spot
them
on.
away to City.
So that's spot on from Danny. And from you.
I don't think
Mickey.
I don't think when it comes to Arteta it's about him being the right man or not. I think at this level, it's all about what Arteta prioritizes. I think all these faults has happened because Arteta doesn't know what he prioritizes, what he wants. If we can see, most of Arsenal blunders or sleep, it is because he was gambling between Champions League and Premier League. It is, at this point, this season, at this early stage, he should decide, what am I going for? I think once he made that decision and focus on it, Arsenal stand a chance of lifting it, regardless. 2 years back, if we can go, last season it was the same thing. Close to, last season was not that good, but 2 seasons back, when he had the performance, is it Sporting? He had to gamble. He dropped points against Aston Villa because he has to take squad and keep some players in this. He did that in the past 3 seasons, gambling between Champions League. You cannot tell it, the Premier League I can win it now, or you cannot tell I can win the Champions League now. But at a point in the season, you know I stand a better chance in this game. Yes, so you know what you want. We see Mourinho. He was performing poorly in the league, but he had the Europa.
They also have this saying that you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes, but you just have to prioritize as the league goes on.
No, I
If you
think like
prioritize
Arsenal are too
it's
big
time.
for you to assess them in that level that you're assessing them. Because if you're telling me like Arteta just need to prioritize a single trophy, it's just like Tottenham
And they have
or
spent
Newcastle.
a lot of money. Yeah.
They have spent a lot of money over the years. Pep won treble. Pep doesn't have 2 heads, just 1 head, just like Arteta. I don't think it's a much of a difference for him to. You can win 3 trophies at the same time, just like I kept saying. He needs to start making hard calls, and he needs to take risks a little. Look at what happened with the Liverpool game. He had all the chances of bearing the game during the first half of the match, but he didn't take his chances because he went there to get a draw. That's where the mind of a bigger coach comes in. You need to know when to win, when to draw, or what you can in those circumstances.
You can go into a match thinking that you want to go and play for a draw, and you see the opportunity.
I think he's
Thank you.
always
Yes.
There was one time Arsenal were at the top.
world.
Arsenal were at the top of the Premier League. Let me just come in. They were at the top of the Premier League. And Man City was second. Arsenal lost 4-1 to Man City. You are the leaders of the league. There is no way in hell Mourinho will lose that game.
There is no way.
There is no way. You don't have that. You don't have that technical.
You do everything
You
possible.
do everything.
In this case, I'm not limiting Arsenal. I'm only telling you, Arteta could learn from it. The Champions League, gambling between the Champions League and the Premier has cost him
Okay.
over the years. It is evident.
Okay.
It cost him against Aston Villa. He dropped points because he was gambling. So now you reach a particular point on the season, you know, I've got a chance in the Premier League.
So just prioritize on
prioritize where you know.
Okay,
this
your
time,
take is Ateta should prioritize.
at the start of the time, you prioritize. You say, okay, I go in for this. I stand a more.
So
bigger
Ahmed,
chance with this.
from you, what's your word for Arteta? Looking at the squad depth that he has and what you think he should
Man
do.
is arrogant and he's not helping him at all.
Okay. You see?
Listen, let me.
No, I don't accept that. It's arrogant.
He's very, very arrogant. One thing about Arteta,
He has a lot of pride.
have you been watching his interviews? He don't give credit to his colleagues, and it's no good. How can you be like your
No, we're not talking about his colleagues. We're talking about what he should do.
Listen, let me.
We've spoken about all the coaches. What should he do?
That's
This
part of
man
the
has
thing
told us
that-
we need to. No, giving credit. I mean, it's normal.
Okay,
Mourinho was not interested in
let's
giving
say- let's say the
He even
problem-
told
the problem
Arsene Wenger that he's a specialist in failure. You understand?
The problem with Arteta
yes.
is afraid of losing, and that is costing him. Sometimes just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
That's what we want to get.
If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Yeah.
In
just take
football,
the risk.
if you are
But
not, if
how
you are not
can you
willing
go
to
to
take
Anfield?
risks,
Go there to win. Don't just go there to draw or whatever.
Anyways,
I've seen
always afraid
Ferguson
of
taking
losing.
off like 2 defenders and then bringing
Anyways, guys,
additional 2 attackers
thank
to win
you.
a game.
Sometimes
Thank
the way
you.
you approach the match is the way.
thank you. I think
is the way you get
all of us.
what you are not expecting.
I think everyone was speaking in unison, and from what was spoken about, all the responsibility is on the shoulders of the coaches.
Sure.
Most of them have to make some tactical tweaks. And talking about Enzo Maresca, he needs to go back to the drawing board, look at how to harmonize his players and
Yeah.
play according to his philosophy.
So that they can gel properly.
And also, Slots need to look at how he can now keep his players happy. That's $1 million
It's going to be a
question.
huge challenge.
Yeah, yeah, it's
For
going to be very difficult.
Amorim need to now make the philosophy work, remove the handbrake.
Yeah.
Remove the handbrake and make the philosophy and give the players a license to go out there and express themselves. Because if they express themselves, they'll be able to do better. For Arteta, you need to remove your arrogance. Because it takes a lot of arrogance for you to say, I'm going to Anfield, to say I'm going to play a draw.
I'm telling you.
When I know that the team has issues with their defense,
Yeah.
go in there, you are playing first 45 minutes,
Very
and
well.
very well. Come back second half now and take the game to them.
Do you know that
So-
Arsenal was one of my favorite coach in the Premier League? But we are a tiger anyway.
So,
That
so now,
almost cost us
so
something.
guys, so this is the point where we've come
so
to.
bad.
Guys, we need you to make a reaction to what everyone have said here.
Yeah.
These guys, these analysts, they are super. They don't look at their teams alone, but they also analyze things positively in a positive light. The way they see football is phenomenal. And so you can also do something phenomenal by supporting us, by sharing this video, making comments, and just keep building this community together.
Yeah.
I just want one last word from each of them to you, from the man from the blue side.
To all our viewers, I say like, comment, subscribe, and also share because it's Arsenal's final spirit.
Yes, and from the man from Anfield.
Viewers, as you just heard from my friend here, please like, subscribe, and keep on commenting.
And-
This platform is going to be
Thank you.
one of the best. So
Yes.
just
So all our viewers,
Thank you.
your comment counts. Make your opinion known and let us know what you're thinking so that we can start discussing those things that will help us to build a beautiful community together.
That's the
So
cherry.
we'll see you next time.
That's the cherry on the cake. And from all of us together, we say, keep it tight!